Hello everybody and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. So on Friday, Israel commenced an airstrike attack against Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missile sites. We saw in response crude oil jump, safe haven asset advance and stock slid. So I want to start here with a chart of crude oil. And this is the daily chart. And as we can see here from the daily, you can see the sharp move that we had. We broke many levels of support and resistance along the way, and we pulled back toward the end of the trading day. If we take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see that we actually went ahead with this week, broke this level around the 65 and the level of the 72, and we closed around it. We have responded to the 75 level, and the next major one is around the $80 mark. If we'll take a look here on the monthly chart, we can see the importance of that level. This is the last lower high on the way to the lower low. So if the market will go ahead and break the 80 level, it would also be breaking its very long-term downtrend on the monthly chart. So coming back into the daily, what I'm looking for is a bit of pullback, release some of this strong buying pressure and a continuation of the move, keeping in mind that the market is very volatile and we can see extreme moves to both directions. So looking here on the 4 hours, and what I like about the 4 hours is we already had an uptrend. We have the moving averages 10, 20, 50 all fanning, all in the correct order for an uptrend, and nice convergence here on the momentum indicators. The level that I'm looking for a pullback is the area of the 68. We can see that was the previous swing high. So a bit of a pullback into the buy zone, the area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages, and a continuation of this move. There's also a level here a little bit about that 72. We can see that a bit more clearly on the 1 hour. If we'll get, however, compressions of price around this area, then I'll be looking for a break and a continuation of this move. But I do prefer a pullback because then it gives me a bit more room to move. Next one is gold. Now here on gold, on the chart of the daily, we can see we had some consolidation underneath the 3400, so also a round number, and we broke strongly above it. So in a similar story, I'm looking for a pullback into that level. Quick look though on the weekly chart, and we can see that with this pullback, with this some sort of consolidation that we had, what we've done is came back into the averages, so released that buying pressure by going mostly sideways, and now we're moving away, so we're not too overextended on the weekly chart. We are in a strong uptrend, clear series of higher highs and higher lows, moving averages 10, 20, 50, fanning and in the correct order, though we do not have here convergence on the momentum indicators, but we have been going sideways. Looking here on the monthly, it's a very strong uptrend. We do have convergence and we are still very overextended. So once again, drilling into the lower time frame, I'm looking for a pullback into the 3400. We can see, if I'll zoom out a bit, we had a couple of touches at that level in the past, so we have been here before. So I am looking for that test of the level and of a continuation of this move. Next, I'd like to take a look at a chart of Aussie Swiss. So the Swissy is considered more of a safe haven currency and the Aussie a bit more of a risk currency. So what we've seen is a reaction here to the escalation and to the turmoil in the Middle East. So if we'll take a look here on the monthly chart though, we can see that we have been in a very strong downtrend over here. We pushed to a very strong lower low and to the level of 0.50. So again, a round number. We had a bit of a pullback closer to the averages, and ever since we're going sideways. Taking a look here on the weekly, and we can see we pull back into the sell zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. And as we were pushing lower, we consolidated and got stuck around that 0.5280 level, which we broke on Friday. So coming back into the daily, we can see we broke that level and now we're pulling back. What I also like about that level is that we traded below the previous higher low over here as we were having that pullback in the context of the monthly, and the daily has changed direction here to an uptrend. So what I'm looking for, quite similar to the other market, is lower time frame entry into this higher time frame downward move. Lastly, let's have a look at the index market. So I've got here the DAX, and the DAX is at a very important level. We can see we touched again that 23,200 area. We are now rolling over, and this is the previous higher low in that content. So if we'll take a look here on the weekly, we can see the importance of that area. What we do have is divergence. So as the market makes it higher high, the indicators have made a lower high. So we could see a bit more of that pullback. The DAX on the monthly chart is in an uptrend and currently quite overextended. So we could see a further push toward the averages, so a continuation of this pullback. So I am looking into lower time frame for potential trading opportunities in the coming days, keeping in mind that the market is quite volatile, reacting to the situation in the Middle East. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.